We also had Rome Odunze on with us Friday, and we talked to him about whether and to what extent he was going to work out. Let's have a listen to it. Chris, it starts with your question to him, and we liked most of the guys we talked to, if not all of them last week. This is one of the ones we really liked. Here's some of his interview.
Yeah. You're going to work out.
That's right.
I'm like, I didn't know that until this morning.
Yeah.
Because I thought, like, oh, well, Rome, he's locked. Like, he's definitely going to be one of the 3 first receivers off the board. What led to that decision?
Well, for me, I just want to go out there and be able to, compete not just against all the guys here, but, few past generations to come, right? Like, this will be something that I'm sure that'll continue for a long time. So just to be able to compare myself and see where I'm at entering the league, I feel like it's a fun thing to do. As well as, like you said one of the 3, right, to go off the board. I want it to be, number one.
You want to be one.
I want to be the one to go off the board. So if I have to go out there and continue to prove why I'm the best, and I have the opportunity to do that, I'm going to do it.
Look, it's one of the reasons why the Scouting Combine has thrived all these years. It taps into the natural competitive nature of guys in their early 20s. They view it as competition. It's not competition. They view it as competition because at the end of the day, everyone's numbers are going to be posted. Who's going to have the best numbers? You've got your own personal goal that you're trying to reach. I want to try to reach it. They made a big deal about the fact that Rome hung around to try to get – what was he trying to get? He was trying to get his three-cone drill to a specific time. So he kept doing it and doing it and doing it. Again, there's a chance you're going to get hurt doing it. There's a point where you just got to stop. There's a point where you just got to say it is what it is. And, and I know when you're that age, you feel like you're invincible. You feel like you're indestructible. You feel like you're immortal.
Yeah.
But he was determined to get to what he was going to get.
That's part of what, makes these guys, and like you talk about a lot of the times, like sometimes you got to save themselves from themselves here, right? But this is one where, hey, not great injury risk. I get that. He's obsessive. He's a gym rat. We could tell that, right? He ain't afraid of anything. And, also, I think when you call him handsome, $1 million smile, superstar-like persona, right? I think you take that into account, the personality, the way he handles himself, right? We saw his size in person, 6'3". I think he was just south of 215 pounds. I know people look at it and go, well, it was only a 4.45. That's not blazing, right? But he's a bigger receiver. But that's, also blazing, not necessarily his game totally. That's enough speed to scare you deep. The other numbers are impressive, Mike, right? When you get into 39-inch vertical, when you get into a 1.52 10-yard split, right? That shows you he can get off the ball and explode in a hurry, right? The 3-cone drill, the 20-yard shuttle, those are all really damn good numbers. And as you can see right here where they are, 3-cone drill is 4th, right, out of the receivers. Short shuttle, 4.03, 2nd, right? And then, of course, his height and weight are top 5 to go along with it. The 10-yard split was top 5, and a vertical jump that's 39, tied for 11th, and like 1st and 2nd are only like 1.5 inches more than that. That was an impressive showing. I think between what he did on the field, the fact that he was like, I'm going to compete, and then the personality, which I think going to blow everybody away, Rome Odunze certainly helped himself this weekend.
Well, and 4.45 isn't blazing, but I think it's fast enough to give you a chance once the pads are on.
Exactly.
Because it's always different when the pads are on. Just as Jerry Rice, who was a hell of a lot faster with the pads on compared to everyone else than he was when it was time to run 40 yards in a straight line without pads. But the key to being a number one receiver in the NFL is having his speed to draw double coverage. That's what Juju Smith-Schuster found out when they made the 2018 Steelers MVP, the number one receiver, after they traded Antonio Brown. He couldn't be a number one receiver because he wasn't fast enough. He ran a 4.54. Not a 4.45. That extra 1/10 of a second may be enough to give Odunze a chance to be a true number one who commands double coverage and opens up the rest of the offense. And you throw in the size.
And the route running ability, which those short shuttle and 3-cone drills show, right? That's where it's going to really help him. You're saying it right, Mike. You're right on top of it. Exactly right. It's not going to be, oh, no, he's going to beat me deep for 70 yards like it's Tyreek Hill, but it's enough to go, oh, no, he can beat me 70 yards, so I have to respect that. And then it's going to be all, oh, wait, he boxes me out, and his body, he jumps over me when I got him covered. Oh, man, he's unbelievable at setting up routes or coming out of breaks and doing all that, right? It's a Davante Adams-ish type skill set, more of what I've seen from Rome Odunze. And I think that's maybe what we can expect from there. And if I remember right, I think Davante Adams even ran a slower 40 than that. Maybe I'm wrong. Pete could probably look that up for us. But, I get that type of feel from this kid when I watch him.
I mean, here's the bottom line. Your goal is to be more than one defender can handle. If you're more than one defender can handle, that benefits your offense because it reduces the numbers on the defensive side of the ball because they have to allocate extra resources to you.
That's right.
You want to be truly special in the NFL at a skill position. You want to be a guy that makes defensive coordinators sit around and say, oh, crap, how do we defend him with extra resources? What do we do? How do we move coverage to him? What guy do we put on him? How do we do? You want to be. Remember, there was that time when nobody knew how to defend Rob Gronkowski. That was the big question in the NFL. Like every week, every year, what do you do? What do you do? Do you use a safety? Do you use a linebacker? Do you put 2 guys? Do you put 3 guys? Do you put no guys? What do you do? Steelers tried no guys opening weekend of one of those seasons, and it didn't work out very well. I think it was 2015.
There was a lot of guys that were no guys.
But you become obsessed with it. You become obsessed with that. That's how you add real value and earn real money as a receiver, tight end in the NFL. You want to be that guy that they just have no idea how to handle.
Yeah, that's exactly right? And hey, Davante Adams, Pete looked it up, 4.56, right? So there's more explosive ability than that. And I think you said something too, right? When pads go on, things like that. See, this is a guy where his strength and size, like the pads aren't going to affect him, right? That's what people will like about him in the NFL. He's probably the type of guy that can run 4.45 like 40 times in a row, right? It's easy for him. When you watch him run, it's smooth. It's not work. So he can make every route look the same, and that's where it becomes scary. And then you add the ability to plant the foot, explode out of the break, do all that, which he's elite at. That's when you got something there. And then you talk about gym rat, willing to work, personality, wants to talk to the quarterback, wants to be friends and a leader. That to me is a guy that you go, Dan, that's a pillar of our offense, and that's a guy we want in our locker room.
And think about it, the less of that, and we all have been in that situation where you're exerting yourself to the point where there's nothing else you can do other than focus on exerting yourself. If you're doing it in effortless fashion, you can transition to other things because your full focus isn't on running as fast as I can from point A to point B. So when you have that kind of smooth, easy stride and that short area stop and start and move, can be look, we'll see how it goes. You never know with any of these guys what's going to happen until you put them on the NFL field against NFL opposition with that corner in their face that's willing to do the little Jarius Sneed on Tyreek Hill and just throw you into the ground. Can you get away from that guy? Once you do, what do you do down the field? We'll find out with all these guys once they become part of the NFL, which is coming soon, coming far sooner than that. The 49ers, they were trying to decide between internal. They were trying to decide between external. Well, hey, they found a way to do both in replacing Steve Wilks as the defensive coordinator post Super Bowl 58. We'll talk about that next here on PFT Live. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.